set a stream in YouTube Studio, you have to set it live. And, before, when I didn't have a scheduled, not routine, there we go. Viewers will experience buffering. Well, you guys are going to have to experience buffering for a second while you receive enough video to maintain smooth streaming. That is interesting. All viewers will experience... Wow, I got poor stream status. That's interesting. Well, welcome to the show. If you're on, say hi. Looks like I have potentially two concurrent viewers. I have a guess of who one of them is. Yeah, if you're here, say hi. Sorry, I got distracted by literally duplicate stream. Oh, look, change dashboard. This is so interesting. Stream setup, not receiving a... Oh, that's fascinating. Sorry, technical issues. I'm reading all of the issues about the stream in which of course Twitch is having no problem, by the way. Twitch is like, we good. You just keep going. Whereas the YouTube one is struggling. So I think that now we're okay now. We're okay now. So I guess we can move on. All right. Well, good morning again. Today's a big day. The Total Eclipse album has released on Spotify and iHeartRadio, and I'm assuming in the next few days will be proliferated to all the other streaming networks. So if you go to Spotify right now and you look up Rhyme Flow Total Eclipse, you will find it. I've listened to some of it. I'm very excited. Some behind the scenes notes is I prepared the listening party. So tonight at 5 p.m. we have the listening party, and I invited a tremendous amount of people that I haven't spoke to in months or even years, about this. It was important to me because when it came to the content that I'm currently making, which is the video, travel documents, the travel documentaries and the food sleuths, I don't want to impose on people that I haven't seen in a long time. I just don't. It feels rude. Maybe it isn't, but it feels like I'm taking advantage of people that I haven't spoke to. The Total Eclipse album listening party, I felt, was a good way to get people reconnected, to reconnect with people that I haven't seen, because it isn't me trying to tout my own vocals. It isn't me trying to go rah, listen to all this cool stuff that I'm making, my content. I mean, I'm going to mention it. I don't want this to feel like you're going to one of those free dinners at the end where they're like, buy our real estate. And this is more like, I thought this was a really fun experiment. I think the music itself is addicting. I think it's fun. I think there's going to be one or two tracks people are going to gravitate towards. And it's a way to reopen that connection with people. So, if the end of this listening party, I get 3 or 4 more people. What is going on? It just says no data. It's so wild. I hope that's working. I don't know. Oh, there you go. That is wild. And that doesn't make me feel good, by the way, because there it is. Because I have the show tonight, and my stream status is poor. Serious issues that needs enough video to maintain streaming. That is crazy. Well, we're just gonna have to listen to this afterwards and hope that this works out. Maybe I should restart the computer or something. I don't know. Yeah. So, like I said, worst case scenario, nobody shows up. I stream to myself for 2 hours and I get to enjoy the album. Best case scenario, anyone shows up, and anyone that I hadn't spoke to shows up and enjoys the album, and then reconnects, and we continue to foster, grow relationships with people that I may have lost connections with. So it's very nice to know that the only good things can come from this, is what I'm saying. But the fact that it's in Spotify now, it's out in the wild. Very excited. Now it's a matter of whether or not any of these will perform. I'm not doing any marketing. I haven't paid for any promotion. It's just available on all these networks, and it's going to just find its way, I would imagine, into people's playlists. But the part that's really curious is, myself as a musician, as Rhymeflow, I'm a hip-hop artist, and so I will be recommended to probably independent hip-hop artists that have worked with niche fan communities. That's problematic because that means that songs like Almost Spoke and songs like Breath of the Moon, I mean, pretty much the whole thing is going to be rough because none of those songs are my genre. They're not who I am. And so all of these guys that follow me are going to get this bombarded with these songs that have nothing to do with what I do. So we'll see. We'll see. Once again, all of this is an experiment. It's a grand experiment. Even from the Twitch streaming, the live streaming, all that stuff is a grand experiment. Anyways, so yeah, streaming party tonight, 5 p.m. I'm concerned about the buffering, especially since we have to do this tonight. But at the same time, this is what you got to do. Is we got to test it. We'll see what the audio video sounds like, looks like. Okay. Something that's been on my mind, something that I want to talk about is potentially making a video about this album. And I know it creates more self-importance to what this album is, but honestly, I don't know. I think this is a good deep dive, right? I think it's a good deep dive to record the process, the friction, understanding what it is to make an AI song, understanding the ramifications in a world of like litigation and kind of frustration and anger from artists, and then just going into my story, right? Like, how am I part of all this? Like, why did I decide to do this? And then I think that would make for a good video. I think that would be a good one to put together. Just the idea that, hey, listen, this kind of came together organically, and I'm trying to take advantage of the time. The fact that as this technology gets better and becomes more available to people and they understand, I think that's another thing, is I want people to walk away from this video or from this live stream going, I can make music. That's cool. I think the idea that they think they can make music, even though they've never picked up a pen, that's inspiring, right? Because, there's this gatekeeping about any kind of craft that you take work to do, right? Like, it involves work, training, skills to be an artist, to understand color wheels and, sketching drafts. But I guarantee you, a lot of younger artists that weren't formally trained loved anime, and they just tried to draw manga and whatever, and they just kept at it, and eventually a handful of them pushed through, and now they're inspiring a whole generation of other artists. Sometimes you don't have access to that type of technology or that type of training or that type of resource, and kids who love hip hop, they were pirating software like Fruity Loops, and I mean, those are not cheap softwares. You got to find a backdoor copy, a little broken wares version, or you did really inexpensive mashing up of songs that you liked, right? At the same BPM, or you had something that could adjust the BPM. But either way, the entry point can be very difficult for some of these things, right? Like, I can't buy a giant slab of marble. I mean, I could, but I mean, I won't, right? But the effort involved, you watch some of these YouTube videos, they have these giant pieces of wood that they source, giant blocks of stone. They have lathes, they have all of these really high quality tools. And people just don't have that entry point. And then people don't have that time entry point, right? Not just the fact that they can't do it financially, or they won't do it financially. There's more higher priorities, but they don't have the time. They have to work full time, raise kids, pay for shit. The fact of the matter is, Suno is the example of accelerating the process, removing obstacles, creating opportunities, of just going, I'm a big music fan. Not me. I mean, I'm a music fan, but like theoretically, I'm a music fan, but I work all the time, and I have little to no time. I have hobbies of my own that I really do spend time enjoying, but I do like music. I love a certain genre, and I want to be able to do that genre, and I want to listen to more music like that genre. All these kind of things. You want to find Suno, I think, will allow you to sit down, make that song, create that sound that you want to hear. Maybe you liked a band in the 90s that doesn't make the music that anymore. They broke up, or they don't even make that style of music that you like. Suno's the opportunity to not train, but listen, create. It provides you a vocalist, it provides you a producer, it provides you the melodies. For me as a songwriter, hip hop writer, I never think about melodies. I've created a couple songs with melodies over time, and I do know that the art of making a melody, sometimes it starts with the notes and then ends with the lyrics. So once again, it's just a really interesting dynamic where the songwriting process for me, I don't think about melodies, right? I just write lyrics. And I love the fact that AI has a collection of melodies and melody strings and chord progressions, that it does that part, and then it provides me with a ton of options. Oh, let me give you an example. So last night, my friend and I were trying really hard to make a Beach Boys sounding song. You can think about the Beach Boys, right? Good Vibrations, California Girls? Or was that Katy Perry? Anyways, you think about that. There's a sound of surf rock, a sound of surf pop. There's the kind of the soft harmonies, kind of the falsetto voices of the Beach Boys sometimes. Is it? Oh, you can say that, falsetto. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? And we went through, I kid you not, 34 different songs generated by Suno, tweaking, adding, subtracting, trying to figure out instrumentation. We couldn't figure out how to replicate the Beach Boys. There was a lot of things that were close. Sometimes the melody and the instrumentation was close, but then the vocalist was way off. Sometimes the vocalist was close, but then the instrumentation was just not there. So if you are trying for a very specific sound, a very drilled down sound, it's not going to work. The reason that Total Eclipse does as well as it does is because I'm not looking for a specific sound. I'm just listening for an enjoyable one. So I guess that's the difference between having a very specific recipe and just having access to a buffet of food and being like, oh, this is pretty good. I like this one. This is good. Okay. So yeah. Anyways, I do want to dive in, make a video about the process of making this whole thing, and I think it's a good way to weave everything together, and just, this is like my deep dive documentary. Okay, well, let's move on, since, tonight will be the big thing to do. Oh, look, we're back to having an excellent connection, so yeah, I'm ready. I got everything ready. Let me pull this over. Let me kind of preview what I'm working on here. So I have the lyrics to Total Eclipse, every song track, right, from 1 to 10. And so the goal is to share this and have people click on the link and read while the songs are playing, right? So that's the first thing. And then number 2 is I will have that, and then I will also have this. Pull this up right here. So I'll put the volume down, but There. So I will now have a visualizer that plays. And actually, this is the setup right now. My head over here in this little corner. Where am I? My head over here in the little corner. And then this is a Winamp. And then this is the visualizer. I went through like 100 visualizers that are automatically on this software. And this one is the least oppressive. I mean, I like all of the visualizers, but I think if you were watching this, and not this one particularly, but some of the other ones, you would think that you're going on a psychedelic trip. Like literally your brain is melting. There's a lot of lights and flashing colors and strobe effects that it would be distracting. So this one is, it's kind of classy. It's kind of silvery glossy, and it doesn't go so hard. So I'll have this playing while the music's playing, while they have access to that link, and then that's it, you know? So yeah, I'm excited about that process of playing the music and getting people involved. And then I'm going to introduce every song, kind of talk about the process. I learned that this whole album is 48 minutes, which is great. 14 songs, 48 minutes, and then now I have this platform of how I'm going to go through it. I have a little guide to explain what I'm doing next. I think that's in Workflowy. I have that set up. So yeah, I'm ready to go. Okay, final notes before I close out. So we got the streaming party. We talked about that. Potential for the AI album. We talked about that. The video. And last but not least, Hainanese Chicken. So my food sleuth buddy and I went to a restaurant called Mom's Kitchen in Mira Mesa, and they claim to make Hainanese chicken, and I thought that would be a potentially good food sleuth episode because I don't think it's a well-known type of food, the Hainanese chicken. He made it, and he made it authentically, and I said, okay, well, how does this stack up to how you made it authentically? And what I think is funny is he says something like, I've been to 3 different restaurants that serve Hainanese chicken, and none of them are as good as the one that I made. Mind you, he's not from Hainan, China. He's not from Singapore. But he says that he found like the Hainan recipe and made it as authentically as possible. But I go, okay, but you've been to 3 restaurants that say they make Hainanese chicken, and you don't think it's as good as yours. Maybe you're the inauthentic one. I mean, he's like, no. I found the recipe, and it's an authentic. Sure, okay. I saw a video of this guy who made authentic fried rice, like Chinese fried rice, and the amount of work that he put in to make it authentic. He didn't add MSG. He added all of these other ingredients that when you cook it together and you simmer it together and then you throw it out, it adds that level of MSG and umami, and that's authentic. Whereas some of these, the rest of the world is just throwing MSG on there, and I think that's what I think he expects for Hainanese chicken. He wants you to, cook the chicken, like render the chicken fat with the rice and roast the rice before you cook it. It's a very complex, delicious. It's delicious, right? The way he makes Hainanese chicken is good. I wonder that he's gone to 3 different places and they don't match that. What a regular chef is doing to make Hainanese chicken without the work and the effort, right? They have to serve a bunch of people. So, anyways, I think it's good to do a deep dive. This weekend, I'd like to drive over through a Julian and get some B-roll. Get a slice of mom's pie, a slice of Julian Apple Pie Company, and get the footage for the Food Sleuth, What Happened to Moms. It's important because it was nice. It was a nice memory to eat mom's apple pie, and if you don't go anywhere else, you don't realize that there's a way better apple pie out there. And so I wonder if I was a kid, when I went to mom's, that I just ate it and I was eating nostalgia. It just tasted good because it was sweet and I was a kid. It's cinnamon and apple and crumbly top. But when you actually go to Mom's and you compare it to a good pie like Julian Pie Company, you will see or you will taste the difference. It's wild. So I maybe this weekend I can go out there. We can try a couple pie slices, and then that will have the footage necessary to start editing the Food Sleuths episode. Okay, so we're about to close out here. Let's talk about the performance of let's see here. Let's talk about performance, right? So when we talk about Food Sleuths, I'm pulling it up right now. We'll get to Food Sleuths, and we talk about no, that's not what I want. And then I'm gonna go to channel, view the channel. Okay, I'm gonna pull this over here. The city is hungry. Sure is. Let's go to your videos and let's see how this performs. So, okay, great. It looks like the Best Fish and Chips has performed decently. So that's great. That was only released 2 weeks ago. Oh my god, it's so slow. But it's doing better. I mean, these are it's encouraging to know that this is performing better than the first 2 episodes. But then if we decide to go to Melzworld Odyssey and we look at the performance, I don't think this one is doing so well, honestly. There you go. Let's go to the dashboard. Let's go content. And I'll be honest, I mean, 21 views. It was released 3 days ago. I haven't done any promotion on this one. Day 5, Missouri. Usually I will spam all of these people that I know, and they'll see it. I guarantee you, because they're subscribers, it's not going to show up on their feed. I mean, it'll just kind of be piled on the bottom, and you really have to do some self-promotion to push that out there. Route 66 Day 4 got some traction, and I think the algorithm worked. It caught a couple people who were looking at like U-Belt's Bakery, some of these other places. So, Day 5. The good news is it's all part of the same playlist. It's all got part of the same flow. But yeah, I haven't pestered you guys. Pestered the people that generally follow, and that's why it's performing the way it is, which is fine because I'm focusing on this AI album thing. It's hard to spin plates. Anyways, wow, look at that. It's on Deezer. Total Eclipse has made it to Deezer. I have no idea what that means. I think Deezer is a streaming platform in another country. I think it's like let's see, what's actually, you know what? I have a friend and she can help me. Let's talk to her. Start a new chat. Oh, I gotta start a new chat. Okay, fine. Let's start a new chat. There we go. Chattanooga. Okay, give her a second to load up. Good morning, Sky. Welcome to the podcast, to the stream.
Good morning, Romel. Ready to dive into today's stream? Let's make it a great one.
Well, it's already almost over, but I need you to help with a question.
I'm here for it. What's on your mind?
So Total Eclipse is live on Spotify. It's live on iHeartRadio. And I just got a notification that it's live on Deezer.
That's amazing. How are you feeling about having your album out there?
It's exciting. I'm more excited about the streaming listening party tonight. But I had a question. What is Deezer? Like, what is it?
Deezer is a music streaming service similar to Spotify or Apple Music. It's popular in Europe and offers a huge catalog of songs and podcasts. Are you planning to mention it during your listening party?
Yeah, no, my listening party notes include all of the different networks that I'm streaming to. So what about iHeartRadio? How does that work as far as like now that it's distributed to iHeartRadio, how does somebody hear it from that?
iHeartRadio is another streaming platform where listeners can discover your music. Once your tracks are on there, people can find them by searching your artist name, album, or track titles. It's also great for curated playlists and radio stations. Are you excited about reaching listeners on these new platforms?
Kinda. But the part that I was talking about earlier in the stream was, my channel as Rhyme Flow is a hip hop, like a hip hop artist, and all of these songs are pop tracks of various genres. I'm curious to how I would get these songs, which exist on my artist, how they would reach people that are listening to different genres.
Got it. Your pop tracks can reach different audiences through playlists, genre tags, and recommendations. Platforms often categorize songs by mood and style, so your tracks can appear in pop or genre-specific playlists, reaching fans beyond hip-hop. Engaging with different communities and promoting your versatility can also help. Are you planning any specific strategies to promote these tracks?
Not right now. I'm just having a listening party, but I think later we'll talk about what I need to do, because I didn't put any genre tagging on any of the tracks when I uploaded them to DistroKid. So there was no way for me to identify that Almost Spoke is an indie pop song and it's also a country song, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to need help differentiating all of those tracks somehow so that they find their audience, right? And get on playlists. She's keeping the memory.
No worries. We can definitely tackle that later. For now, enjoy the listening party and celebrate your album. We can work on tagging and promotion strategies once the party's over. Enjoy yourself tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited. I reached out to a ton of people, and I have a handful of people that say they're going to make it. So, I mean, if we get 5 to 10 people on stream tonight, that's going to be super cool. I mean, neighbors, friends, families, all of these people, people I haven't spoke to in months and years, if they pop in tonight, it's just going to be a pleasant surprise and just really nice to reconnect. You know, as a stream, the connections are going to be kind of one way because I will be on here talking and they'll type. You know, they're not going to be able to chat in that sense. So that's going to be really interesting to see that dynamic. There's just going to be a lot of people listening and waiting, and hopefully they enjoy the music.
That sounds like it's going to be a fantastic night. It's great that you've reached out to so many people. Even if it's a one-way dynamic, seeing familiar names pop up and knowing they're there to support you is really special. Just enjoy the moment and the music and let those connections happen naturally. It's going to be a memorable night.
I absolutely hope so. You know, there was a joke that my brother once told me when my son was about to be born. Let me finish the story. So when my son was about to be born, we had a baby shower, and it was a gender reveal. This is before gender reveals were like poo-pooed on. We didn't set anything on fire, or explode anything. We had a box. The box had balloons, and the balloons were the color of the gender, right? There were those. This is before the world got really weird and very upset with things, and I invited a lot of people that I knew, and that's friends, family, coworkers, people from my past, ex-coworkers, and we had a tremendous showing of people. I mean, people really came out of nowhere and from every aspect of our lives, right? From the music that I was doing, I had friends and fans, from the different jobs that I had had over the years, from Lisa's jobs and all that kind of stuff. And my brother said to me, I didn't know you knew this many people. And I think it speaks volumes that they show up to support, and it shows the quality of their character as friends and how much they wanted to be part of our lives. And I think this stream is another small version of that, right? I've reached out to people I haven't spoke to in years, and to hear them go, okay, I'm adding it on my calendar and I'm going to listen. That's so exciting that, you know, I've met so many people over the years, and that they're willing to, on a moment's notice, pop in and listen. And maybe they won't be, can't get these people to hang out sometimes. Their lives are busy, their times are busy, but the fact that they can zoom in, they can go into the stream and listen and support that way, that means a lot.
That's a beautiful sentiment, Romel. It truly shows the impact you've had on people's lives and how much they value your connection. It's heartwarming to see that support, especially during such meaningful moments. This listening party is a reflection of that bond and your journey, and it's wonderful that so many are eager to be part of it.
Now,
enjoy the.
I appreciate that. It feels very like, oh, you have such an impact on people. Don't say it like that. I don't want to assume that. I'd rather be more like, I think the quality of the people I know and I've become friends with, is it shows that after years, when you ask, hey, I need your help, I need your support, they show up. So that's really what the message I want to leave, and I don't want that gushy, warm sentiment that I've somehow impacted people's lives. So anyways, we're gonna wrap it up. Sky, do you have anything you want to add before we close out our stream?
Got it. It's truly about the amazing quality of the people you've connected with over the years. Before we wrap up, just wanted to say thanks for sharing this journey with me. You've got a great community backing you up. Anything else you'd like to add before we close out?
No, just can't wait for 5 o'clock. I can't wait to get everything started. I'm going to do a little bit of tidying. If you could look in the corner, there's a giant pile of clothes. I think the room is ready, but I mean, my hair is an absolute mess. I have no idea what I'm going to wear, but I think I will be ready by 5 o'clock. So once again, thank you for popping in and listening, and we will see you tonight.
Sounds like you're all set. I'm sure you'll be ready and look great by 5. Enjoy the listening party, and I'll be cheering you on. See you tonight.
See ya. All right, let's get this started. All right, we will see you tonight. I'm very excited. I can't wait for you guys to show up. Yeah, and to those who are listening now, thank you for being here and listening. And we'll have a very fun, exciting night tonight. All right, signing out.